Okay, so I'm a bottle of nerves right now because I did something very courageous today and I released my book. And just writing this book took so much courage and energy, um and I'm so grateful. Honestly, I'm so grateful that I had it in me. I didn't even know I had it in me, and I did. So it took a lot of courage to release it, and just the whole process was amazing and beautiful, and it caused me to have to be brave, and that's hard sometimes, especially when you're not used to doing that. So anyway, if you want to buy a copy, it's called God Knows No Religion, Her Naked Truth, and it's my journey back to my soul, back to me that I was searching for my whole life. So with that being said, I am making this video based on relationship prisons, and that is kind of, I talk about that a lot in my book. And when you are in a committed relationship, a lot of times we make it a prison. So we imprison ourselves and we imprison the other. And committed relationships are amazing and beautiful and can be, but they can also be a method to control the other. And I am not saying anything negative about committed relationships. I aspire to have one of those again someday. But there's a difference in imprisoning the other versus freeing and loving the other. So basically what I want to say is, if you are in a relationship or you're chasing down a relationship, put that focus back into yourself, because you're putting that other person, for one, on a pedestal, or for mostly in a spotlight, and you are focusing all your energy on them. If they're like the first thing you think about in the morning, the last thing you think about at night, or you lose sleep over them, that's incredibly unhealthy. And nobody wants that type of energy pull, and believe me, they can feel it. I've been on both ends of that, and neither end is enjoyable. It's actually very draining. So be your center, be your love, and then anybody else that comes into your experience, and you may have the relationship you want with them, be that reminder of that love, not the sucker of that love, not the one who says, I deserve this, I need this, this is what I want. Don't go into things with a list of qualities, because yes, people may have a list, but people are going to change, and on top of that, people try to impress in the beginning. So then you get to the point where you're like, well, they're not behaving the way they used to, they're not doing what they used to, and then you put even more energy into them, and a lot of people bring all their crap into relationships, and they dump it on the other person and expect them to clean it up for them. And no one can clean up your crap, period. Like, it's yours. It's no one's responsibility to love you, to clean up your crap, and to treat you amazing. The only way you're ever going to be treated the way you feel you need to be treated is by treating yourself that way. The only way you're ever going to be loved the way you want to be loved is by loving yourself that way. If you don't know your own worth, if you don't love yourself, and you want to get that from someone else, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. And that is the relationship prison, where you're holding them captive, they're holding you captive, or you're holding each other captive. And we're meant to be free and live life. And sometimes we live those lives together, and it's supposed to be amazing and beautiful. And I'm not saying it doesn't have things that, relationships have things that come up that you have to deal with, and it helps you grow. So you either grow together, or you grow apart. And if you're taking that energy and you're focusing it here, then you take it off that person, and that person has the opportunity to take their energy and focus it here, and then you show up to each other as your best person that you could be. And it's hard, but it's so worth it, and it's a constant reminder to just keep turning that energy back around every time it happens. It's not something you can just change overnight. It's just a process. So, that being said, my book can help you if you're in that situation. And I know many of you are, because the relationship industry makes billions of dollars right next to the diet industry every year. So they take advantage of poor souls who are looking to find love, or to be loved, or to continue to have the love that they think they have. So save yourself a lot of time and agony and take that energy, focus it back here, and get yourself out of that prison. Stay in your relationship, but take yourself out of that. If you're in a relationship, stay in your relationship if that's what you want, but take yourself out of that prison. Free yourself. You will not regret it. And it'll be a process, and it'll be painful, and it'll be amazing. So, anyway, have a beautiful Friday. Read my book. Bye.